take us through what happened? It looked like the blade hit your skate. Could you control yourself on that play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to angle Heiskin in and out and get a change, to be honest with you. And I go to reach to try and angle him out, and I'm not sure who it was, tripped me kind of as I was falling forward. Yeah, I mean, you never want to see, guys get hurt. I really hope he's all right, but yeah, he was just trying to make a play and got tripped into him. And I hope that the outcome is good, but there was really no intent there. Obviously, I was just trying to make a play on the puck, and their guy kind of trips me into him head first. I never dive head first into a guy.
Well, just to clarify real quick, because all the replays from different slow motion, when the blade hits your skate, did you try to overcorrect, or could you have controlled yourself, or did it actually cause you to go into his knee?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to dive head first to the guy. I'm clearly just trying to reach to make a play, and then the guy trips me as I'm making that play. And the outcome is obviously not ideal for me or him. I don't want to make that play. I'm not a dirty player. I just, like I said, I would never try to dive head first at a guy and try and get him. I was just trying to reach for the puck and make a play on the puck, and somebody got their stick on my blade and fell down.
There was a lot of good in that game. How do you assess what allowed them to crawl back from it?
Yeah, it's we take a 3-1 lead, and we give up the shorthanded goal, which that stuff you can't happen when you got the momentum. And I thought we had a good 4-minute penalty kill, got us a little bit of the momentum back, and we just kind of sat back a little bit. We needed to keep our foot on the gas going forward, and that allowed them to get the third goal.
Another game where your line is starting with the foot on the gas, though, just an early goal from your line. We've seen that a couple times here in this last stretch. What's been, I guess, your mindset going into games that's created that?
I don't know. We were struggling there for a little bit to get going. So, I think our starts have been a lot better over the last 4 or 5 games. I mean, our start as a Lion last game was a terrible first shift. We could easily got scored on right away, but it's important to get off to good starts and play with the lead. We're obviously a better team play with the lead than trying to use our energy to come back.
Mark, the third period in particular, what did you make? It feels like things kind of came to a halt a little bit as the game went on. What did you see that allowed that?
Yeah, I just don't think we continued to push forward. I don't think we did a good enough job at holding on to pucks in the O-zone or making that next play to get scoring chances. I don't think we really had much in the third period before they tied it. I thought after they tied it, we actually had some good looks and some good chances, but overall just a bit of a slow volley kind of hold ourselves into it in the first 10 minutes.
That's sort of been not the whole theme or always, but that tends to be here and there when you guys give up lead. One of the guys in the media said this was like a true heavyweight fight. What's it going to take to stop that when you're up against it? To have 60 full minutes.
Yeah, it's you're playing good teams, right? They're going to have momentum swings, but they proved in their building that they were able to hold on to the lead. But the difference, I guess, is they made it 4-2 on Friday night. We didn't really push to make it 4-2 as I would have liked to. When you get those 3-2, 1-goal leads, you got to try and keep pushing to try and put teams away. And we didn't do that tonight.
Mark, after a tough battle tonight with a team like Dallas, how are you feeling physically?
What's that?
How are you feeling physically after a game like tonight?
Yeah, it's been a long stretch of hockey for us. We played a lot of games, especially against some good teams too. So, battled against these guys twice. Played some good teams last week. Florida, St. Louis playing well. So, it's these are tough stretches of hockey, especially with a big break coming up in the NHL. So, you're gonna keep soldiering on and continue to get points. And we still got one today. We can kind of get some benefit of that, but we got to close games.
Thanks, Mark.
They're not old school, they're just old. Just old. No, new edition is old school. Sticks is just old. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, they were.
Were doing well or something that you were lacking that allowed them to climb back in the game when you had the 2 goals?
Yeah, I mean, I think back in the game, I think we scored a huge third goal on the power play, and then gave up on the power play too. So that's probably the difference. And we just couldn't stick to it, and they got another one late in third.
Mark talked about how the third period kind of felt like came to a halt a little bit, and the difference between the 2 games was they got the 4th one in that period. I guess, what do you attribute to what went, I guess, wrong in the third?
Maybe puck play. I don't think we did, get enough offensive zone in the third. I think it was just kind of chasing the puck basically the whole period. Just couldn't create anything. So that's probably what it came down to. I think we kind of got back to our heels and just didn't push.
Is that a game where you feel the margins are just razor thin? Just play here, play there. Is that correct?
Probably. Like it gets really frustrating. They flip the puck, we flip the puck, and you just chase the game basically.
You do get a point out of it. A big part of that is because of the start. I'm curious what the first few minutes of that game was like for you and your line from the vantage point of the 3 of you.
Yeah, it's a good start. The first one was disallowed, but I feel like we just stick to it and we just kept pushing. And Jack got a huge goal for us. This is something I think we've needed for a long time.
Mark had that goal early in St. Louis. He was out 4 games ago as well. I'm just curious, what's been your mindsets when you're having early shifts?
Yeah, just go out there. Like we've been struggling for a while now, and there's been some good stretches and some bad stretches. So I think our start, every game we talk about it. Just have a good start, play smart, puck placement, all of those little details, and I think we've done a really good job today.
You guys finished 1-1 against the Stars this year, and it's a growing rivalry. What are these games like? Just the energy of it.
Yeah, they're always fun. It's a really good team on the other side, and they have a lot of skilled players. I feel like all of those games are always tight, and it always goes until the last second of the game. Yeah, it's fun to play against them.
When you come off of a win against the defending champs and you come into this one high flying, and that's where, as Mark put it, laid back in the third a little too much. At what point does it become frustrating to where you guys get back to playing the way you know how to play?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we got 6 games until the break, and I think we just got to give it all because it's a big break. And, I think it's up to us to be better. Thank you.
Yeah. It's not shocking. No. Yeah, that's the. Have to be addressed. Oh, no. No, I don't think so. He doesn't do it. It's still down.
Take questions from Bruce, starting with Sue off the top, and Chris.
Hey, Bruce, Chris Chapman, Fox Sports Las Vegas postgame show. You guys seem to have all momentum, 3-1. Then you give up a shorthanded goal. Nick Waugh takes a penalty. Just it seemed like the game kind of changed at that moment. What did Dallas do differently after that they were able to take control of the game?
I don't think they took control of the game at all. You can see it that way. They did score the shorty, so that certainly gave them life. After that, 4 minutes of penalty kill right after that. I'm not sure they got a look at the net. Maybe one, maybe. Third period, they had one on net chance of winning. So it's one of those games they were opportunistic. Would have been good if we could have extended the lead at 3-2 after the penalty kill in the third. But they're a good defensive team too, right? So they're going to limit what you have. And in overtime, obviously, made a great play. They got a great save and a breakaway first, and then they made a great play where we got caught duplicating on going on one guy, and that's it. But I just look at it as they were opportunistic in the third. We didn't try to go in a shell. We weren't risky. They scored on their chance. That's hockey some nights, and that's where you need to save or defend the rush better, one or the other. And then, like I said, in overtime, it's usually someone starts the ball rolling on the overtime with an offensive rush where it's a save and a transition, or a goal right away, I guess could be, but that's usually how it starts. It usually takes a while in overtime, but it happened early. Got a real good look. Unfortunately, didn't go in, and they capitalized on theirs. So I didn't see it that way, Chris, as taking control. I saw kind of a pretty ho-hum game after that, to be quite honest. Not a lot of offense, a lot of flipping it out from them, trying to get going, and we sort of didn't want to lose people and, try to counterattack, and they did a good job after the first period of defending us. Early on, we were good through there, right? And Barbie has a goal. We're not talking about a loss if he's an inch slower in that transition. Pav right after that. So we got in off the rush, and then they kind of closed that off for us.
In the game, final 2-3 minutes, you had Brett Howden, Jonas Rombier, and Raphael Lavoie out there. I know you didn't even get to see Raphael Lavoie in training camp. So just what did you see from him, maybe from that first shift until having the confidence to have him out there with the game on the line in the final few minutes?
Well, it's tough for him. They get scored on the first shift, right? A bang play in the right spot, a little late reacting to it. It happens. But after that, I thought that line had good energy, had some of our offense. It just got their shots blocked, it looked like, or couldn't quite get them through. So I thought they were doing a good job forechecking, getting pucks back. Didn't seem like they were in a lot of trouble. Now he's got Howie and Ronnie with him. We're two accountable players out there that know how to play 200-foot games. So that's why I wasn't worried. And our D is, they're a veteran group. So I thought he got going as the game went on. Had a couple of good hits. Forecheck turnovers where he didn't end up in the box. Some of the younger guys have this year in those situations. So he's in charge of his stick. As I said, I thought he made a couple of good plays that line, and they had a few good looks, but they didn't quite. Maybe they got to the net, but from the bench, it looked like they maybe got half blocked and whatnot. So I felt they were doing fine.
Paul and Jack.
Hey, Bruce Paulo, Santos NHL.com. Tomas Hertl scored a point in 10 games in a row. So what have you seen from his game that's kind of allowed him to elevate, so to speak, during the stretch?
Well, he's playing with more confidence. He's back in the middle of the ice, and I discussed that with him. That it's a learning curve for our centerman, and so he was playing with Nick, I think, and Coley for a while when we had all our. And Carly came back, and maybe Schwinn was. I forget how it played out, but anyway, we moved him to the wing, and then we lost some guys in the middle. He went back in there. He's done a good job. He's closed really well. Some of the things we talked about, would be his responsibility. He's really taken to heart and done a great job with it. I think he's getting screwed on his plus minus every night. Unfortunately, some tough goals he's on the ice for. He's really, I think, doing his job, being accountable to his position. So I think that's helped him. And then maybe the chemistry's starting to grow with the line. The power play has always helped him, right? He's getting his touches there. So I think that's it. Just a product of getting more comfortable in playing with us and playing his game and knowing that. Me and Thomas talked a bit about is we have a lot of good players in that room. All you got to do is take care of your business, be good at what you do, and you're not going to be great every night. Some nights maybe you're the guy that puts us over the top. But if in our locker room everyone does their job the way they can, we usually ends up pretty well for us. So don't put too much pressure on yourself if you're having a bad stretch or a game or two. Just play, get ready to play. There's 82 of these things. And I think he's relaxed a bit and played, and then things start going well for you. You naturally become more confident, a little more vocal in the room, etc. So good for him. That's the player we knew we were getting, and he's doing a good job.
Jack and Ken.
Jack Williams, Las Vegas Sun. After Stone had fallen into Heiskanen, I guess was there an expectation that Dallas was going to have a little bit more of a, emotionally motivated push? The physicality may have jumped a little bit more. I guess was there a expectation after that pause that maybe that was coming your way?
Well, listen, he's their best defenseman. He goes down, it never looks good. He's a great player. Ton of respect for the way he plays. But the way we saw it, Stoney got tripped and kind of lost his balance. So there's a little bit of that goes into it. Like we're not, out there trying to take out good players in the league. We're going to play a hard game. And so, yes, I expected something. And there were certainly guys that went right up to him. I think it was Hintz, and I think it was his stick that got in there. So, but after that, maybe they realized like this was an inadvertent sort of hit on him and trying to strip him of the puck with a stick, which he does so well. And as I said, he got tangled up in the stick, and it's hopefully Miro's all right. I haven't heard anything, but at the end of the day, everyone got back to playing hockey. I think that's kind of a mutual respect for one another, to be honest with you.
Kemba Wilkinson in Vegas in the third period when they're flipping the puck out, trying to kind of just get behind you. Is there something you could do that could maybe tilt the ice more in your favor and make sure you can hold that lead?
Well, they don't just do it in the third, they do it in the first and the second. So they did that last year in the playoffs. It was successful for them. So at the end of the day, the tough part is the forward pulls out and then he's fielding with his back turned to the D, the puck, right? Almost like catching it. You got to be real careful. If you go bury that guy, you're going to get called from hit from behind a lot of times, right? A cross check or something. So you got to be careful how you play that. If the puck lands, you got to watch the bounce because they're coming at you. And if you don't play it right, they're gone, right? So there's a little bit of caution necessary. I think where we needed to be better at that, to be honest, was once they did corral it, there's usually only one or two guys against. If you can end those plays in a hurry before they get over the blue line, then the trail guys can't get involved in the offense, and that's how they build their offense, right? They drive it deep on you. Now the D that flipped it out and get up the ice, the centerman's supporting underneath, and now they have a chance to play. So that's where, we're trying to close in a hurry. If you handle the puck, we try to always kick it wide because they're usually coming through the middle of the ice. Sometimes you're successful at that, sometimes you're not. I thought we did have a rush game going in the first. In the third, we wanted to make sure now it's time and score then, right? Now you can't get burned, so a little more, make sure that you keep everyone in front of you type of mentality. And we did a good job with that. The goal they scored was more of a scrum puck out of the wall where Johnson makes a good move. He's our guy one-on-one, but our gap's a little loose and he was able to finish.
Last one, Gary.
Points in 3 or 4, and the only regulation loss in that span was in game 2 of the back-to-back. How close is your game to being back to where you want it?
We're getting there. There was less game tonight where I thought we were poor or that it got away from us, right? So we're straightening that part out. The shorthanded goal could have been the beginning of it. Power play wasn't great after that. Then we get a penalty to take us out of that power play, and then the kill. And the kill is real important because that's where it could have got away from us, and it didn't. So I like that part. We responded to something that didn't go well to us better, dug in, got the kill, stayed in the moment. Obviously, you want to get to the finish line. I didn't think our third period was poor, Gary, in terms of letting them come after us over and over. As I said, they made a play and scored on it. Otherwise, a couple of looks in the power play that were tipped wide where I thought our coverage wasn't bad. They had the bumper tip from Ben that was off net. That's it. So better. We're getting there. Where we failed tonight is when you're up 3-1, the killer instinct a little bit. But that's a good team over there too. I mean, we almost came back in their building. They'd probably say the same thing the other night. They got the big save with 5 seconds left. They would have been saying the same thing. So you got to remember, it's 2 good teams going at each other. So yes, Dallas on the road, Florida, Dallas. To me, these are 2 of the better teams in the National Hockey League, and we're right there. And that's a positive, and that's encouraging. So now we got to sort of take that forward going into the break here.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
Step outside real quick. So that's it. It's a final. Vegas Golden Knights go down 4-3 in overtime against the Dallas Stars. Vegas started off really hot, 2-1 early in the first period, looking like it was going to be a runaway game, high-scoring game. Kind of slowed down a little bit there in the second period. Third period, completely quiet until the end. But once again, Jose V live at T-Mobile Arena. I'm in the back, just stepped out of the press conference. Game is over. Final. Vegas Golden Knights 3, Dallas Stars 4 in overtime. I hope you guys liked a little bit of this video and everything that I brought you. I'm going to start doing a lot more of this. Hopefully you guys follow. Press that drop. Like, comment, share. Remember, Jose V with Straight Bet Sports. Till then, I'm out. Have a great night, guys. Peace.